Thank you.
No problem.
I've been knowing her for years. Yep, I've heard that.
Look, even if I got a quarter, I got some money.
I know that's right. I hear you.
Look, I got millions of men. God ain't just released it yet. I'm waiting for him.
Maybe everyone will do out for the meeting.
I hear you.
Okay, as we start off, taking the board president report, vision of Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10, colon, 4-6, PL 1975, C3, 231, S, 1 amended 2006, 70, S2, the Asbury Parkway location of the adequate notice of this meeting by city notice of the time and date of this meeting and the agenda of the meeting, the Asbury Park Press. The new post on January 3rd, 2025, by email, copy of the notice, also the place of the administrative building, open board, this cross, Asbury Park Municipal Building, Asbury Park Municipal Park, follow the city clerk, January 2025. Mission statement. Asbury Park School District will provide all students with a comprehensive professional education where everyone possesses the skills and character to succeed in this first lawful way. Roll call.
Ms. Ackerman? Here. Ms. Clark? Here. Ms. Lara? Here. Ms. Lindsay? Here. Dr. Penna? Ms. Rick? Ms. Blackman? Here. Ms. Robert?
Here.
Mr. Smith?
Ms. Rick says asked to join the meeting virtually. Second to the first one. Roll call.
Ms. Ackerman? Yes. Ms. Clark? Yes. Ms. Lara? Ms. Lindsay? Here. Ms. Rick? Ms. Blackman? Can't hear you.
There's a motion on the table. Okay, I would like to respond to that motion. I know at the last meeting that several people who just voted yes voted no to allow Ms. Clark and Dr. Penman to participate. I think that was petty, but in the spirit of collegiality and professional behavior, I'm voting yes on this raise.
Blacksburg. Before we start this meeting, I would like to make a point to be known that one of our elected board members has moved out of the district, and I would like to say something. Joe Brillo, has been on the board for this amount of years. In the last years, year and a half, we have really worked together on moving on this. And some of the things that we've done, I think have been very beneficial to this district. And given the time since then has been exhausting. And I would like to show a little appreciation for him, time spent with his family. The love he brings out of these his children. We're also going to miss his daughter coming to meet with the district. She has been powerful joy to the high school community. And I just want to say thank you. And I appreciate the time that you spent with the community and to the children.
Does that work? Oh my gosh. All right. Hi, I had a speech and I threw it out because it didn't express the gratitude that I'm feeling when it comes to this community and this district. I'm going to be short, I promise. Never give a microphone to a preacher or a politician. That's not. That's right. I moved to Asbury Park when I was 28 years old. I was a kid that loved punk rock and wanted to be close to the music and art scene. And when I first moved here, stuck my nose in places that people said I shouldn't. I got called Christopher Columbus by some folks. But it's Asbury Park has been, I like to joke with my wife, the longest relationship I've ever had. And I am just so grateful for every single one of you. We love you. I love you. I didn't mean to get into public service. The brick wall cabin opened up next across from my house, and I complained about the noise, and next thing I know, I was on boards and committees and all kinds of stuff. And through it all the political rigmarole and everything, the greatest service that I experienced was serving on this board with all of these people. To invest everything that you have, including your family, into a school district is something that has immeasurable value. And we made a lot of mistakes, some very recently, but no one can say that I didn't fight for every single child in this district, especially when it matters, and especially when it has politically competed. So really quick, I just have like a few thank yous. I do want to thank every single board member that I have served with, and all the way from 2017, Angela, Kenneth, Connie, Dominic, Barbara, Ms. Carol Jones, that I really wish she was here. Eric Bailey, Maria Cook, she's like a list by excellent. Shadino Bay, Anthony Reddy. Most of all, the folks that Stephanie Ackerman, Shade Matsu, Tracy, Mike Penn, Kristen Clark, and Mike.
Hey, Joe.
And, oh no, I'm getting to you. Because you're right here. And Ms. Sheila Etienne, our former board president. Give it up. We may not always agree, but I never doubted anyone's commitment to the kids. The one thing that I see is that the easiest thing that someone can do is to say those 5 magic words, I am for the kids. It's another thing to actually put those words into action. And I can say that I'm proud of what we have done from the very beginning that I got on this board, when you actually had real corruption and dysfunction on this board, where you didn't even have quorum for meetings for months on end. We brought that back into place. But especially what we did in this past year and a half with my colleagues. I can't tell you how much I respect and honor everything that we have done together. Because it wasn't a popular thing, it wasn't a politically convenient thing, it wasn't something that was easily done to appease the teachers union or the homeowners or whoever. We did it solely for children, and children are going to benefit from that. And I know from personal experience, because my daughter my daughter, I'm proud to say, is a blue bishop. And that's something that I want to thank the teachers, because these teachers, I know from experience, not only care about the teachers, but they have the talent, the determination, and the self-sacrifice to bring these teachers up, bring these kids up to a higher level. Especially now, because we have an acting superintendent that, dude, let me tell you, if I ever doubted you, I apologize, because I would vote for you as acting superintendent every single day that you can place on Sunday. This guy has done such sacrifice. He has weathered the storm. And I'm so happy that he's going to be here for another year. And all the administrators, the principals, and then finally, the actual families and students of the Asbury Park School District. It's one thing to see them when you're up on the days. It's another when you're a parent and you see them up close, friends of my daughter, and you see them at graduation. They're not just walking across the stage, they're staking their own lives with help from us. And then finally, I want to thank my incredible, tenacious wife, Julie. I swear, I'm Italian, so my emotions come up. It happens. So I'm sorry for a little verklempt. But I couldn't have done this without you. I couldn't have done this with this entire community, the churches, the elected officials, the city council, Mayor Moore, our legislators They all deserve a round of applause because of the collaboration that they've done with this new mission over here. And with that, I only want to say, look, the job is not done. The thing that I regret the most is that the job is not finished. We're not spiking the football. We've done some incredible things. I know, I'm gonna go. She wants me on the stage. I know you do this, yes. I'm gonna miss you too. But I have faith that this board is gonna do the right thing, and keep the kids, not just in words, but in deeds, centered in everything that they do. And I just want to thank everybody for your support and love. So, thank you.
I want to say before, make sure you turn these flowers over to your wife and daughter. And I first want to say, I want to thank Julie. Julie, can you come up? So, because families who put their time in on this board have exhaustively spent and had us out of time, running out and doing long meetings. Thank you. But being exhausted to get everything done. So I want to thank Julie and your daughter, your beautiful daughters, for sacrificing your time. So thank you. Let's please get them around. I think we should open this up for participation. So, I can read this.
In accordance with the board policy 0167, the Asbury Park Board of Education recognizes the value of public comment on educational issues and other matters of importance, and provides members of the public the opportunity to express themselves on school matters and community events. The public comment portion of this meeting is not a question and answer session, and all public comments shall be directed to the board president or the presiding officer of the meeting. Members of the public who wish to make public comments must be recognized by the presiding officer and provide his or her name, municipality of residence, and group affiliation if applicable. All public comments shall be again directed to the presiding officer and are limited to 3 minutes in duration. Members of the public who do not oppose or rules and or interfere with ordinary operation of the board meeting may use
Thank you. Each person has 3 minutes, so we open up this public participation.
Hi, my name is Sheila here. I'm now a resident of Westwood. I was on board for 6 years. I was board president. I was board vice president. And I watched the evolution of the board up and down, size, and I do want to commend this current board and board in the past few years. Maybe some people closing the board office that we're paying $250,000 a year and utilizing the buildings that were unutilized. My sister owns a restaurant that's right at the 30th. And I have to say that those small measures that the morale of the teachers has gone up dramatically. And those small things. So I'm proud that the board has elected to have them sort of here, because I think in terms of morale participation in the students that we take. Congratulations.
Good evening, Sheila Brazil, from Second Street. Congratulations, Bill. You might have gotten my nerves, but still nothing. I would like to move forward, everything is, still, move forward, still, but I'm here to ask, basketball season is over, okay? Not this board, not the members on the board, we voted, the whole board voted yes for $1 million. Basketball season is over, it's gonna start in October. What is the problem? What's the holdup? I know you can't answer, but I need an answer. You can call me here, but no, seriously, we need to get this thing up so basketball season starts. I know, okay, he was born at Asbury Park, right? He graduated from kindergarten, back then they had kindergarten graduation. They, if you was kindergarten, he might have graduated from kindergarten. So that's it. Kindergarten graduation, 5th grade graduation, 8th grade graduation. He might have graduated from high school, but that's 3 graduations, so that way outweighs that 1. So that's 8 years compared to 40 years. So we need to get this thing done. And I don't know who's dragging feet, I don't know what the problem is, but if you need some help, I'll get those some people to come and do the mirror. You know, there's a whole bunch of good tattoo artists out there. If they can put tattoo, I'm sure they can paint on the building. So if you need some help, my number is, call me. You know where I'm at, 1 Street. Bye.
Thanks.
Your heart right here.
Good evening. My name is James Peace, and I'm the Vice President of the National Food Pantry. We want to first congratulate Joe River and Julie. Thank God for your service. And it is the greatest characteristic of a leader is they respond to responsibility. And Joe, knowing that there was a need in the community, and just the pandemic, partnered with some people and fed and reached out to the community. And I'm mentioning this because, yes, he was a part of the board, but his reach extended far beyond just the school board. He cared about people in the community, and because of his commitment and his initiative, we formed and started our own food pantry in the community to help and benefit the people. So we just want to applaud and thank and appreciate you. And we really recognize what you sent some love to you to do. You guys are family. So we appreciate you, and I know it hurts your heart to leave Asbury Park, but you're making a good choice. I'm from Freehold, and you're making a good choice. I do want to. So we appreciate everything that you've done, and we know that there's great work ahead of you as well. And she sends our love as well. She wishes to the Asbury Park School District. We want to, from my standpoint, I want to encourage you guys. There's a lot of work that needs to be done with our children in this community. I want to encourage you to not be weary and well-doing. Use every resource. Be present in the community. Connect with these parents, with these children, so that you'll know the needs, you know what they stand in need of, so that you can make better provision. Partner with the teachers and everybody else, because as hard as the task may be, we can turn this around. So we encourage you and thank you for your time tonight.
During the pandemic, Julie and Joe, as the
they serve the community. And I just want you to know, Joe, that you're always a part of Second Baptist Church. And we thank you for your commitment to the community. But those of you who don't know, the Asbury Park dinner table was very influential. We helped anybody who showed up and even delivered. We work together as a community, we succeed. And that will be I'm proud part of the Asbury Park School System. Most of it is here, it goes to Asbury, goes back to succeed and from A to B. My entire teaching career has been with the Nelson County School District. I just finished my 47th year. Asbury Park called me one day after accepting a contract with that team. But I do need us to know that our children are our future. Yes. If we work together as a community, there isn't anything that we can succeed. I let everybody know I'm going to be Bishop Red Heart. So God bless you all.
Good evening, board. I'm going to make this short, sweet, and simple. When I met this man years ago, one phone call, he said, I need a favor, and he set me up, and he's been setting me up since day one. And I don't mind, because when it comes to the babies in this district, and when it comes to this community, I will give my last and give my all. And I know this man has been doing that since I've met him from day one. Because he actually set me up on some of those at the park dinner tables where I had to prom stop, thinking about free meals, and then I get yelled at by the seniors because nobody wanted eggplant no more. So I just want to say, it's been a pleasure. I'm not done with you yet. Even though you're not in Asbury, I still need to get on your nerves. But this is to the board. Seriously, like from here moving forward, it's great to have the community come out and, give their heartfelt, condolences for losing somebody on this board. But I hope moving forward that we seriously take into consideration that every last one of you have to understand we are still here for our babies. Without our children, you guys would not be sitting at that table. Amen. So I need all of us that are sitting at this table to focus on our babies. Forget all the personal issues, forget whatever, who said what, I don't care. At the end of the day, it's all about our children. And I'm also here to let everybody know, I will set every last one of y'all up this year. I'd like to start seeing my board members at the schools with our children, getting involved and showing them that not only as parents, not only will we expecting our parents to come out and show support, but I need our board to come out and show our children the same support you're expecting our parents to. Because until you guys start coming out to these schools and getting involved with our children are dealing with, you're not going to get these parents off their seats to come out either. You have to start setting the example for our parents that you care about this kid just as much as they do. So come September, when you see me knocking on your door or calling your house, or calling you out in the evening, I'm expecting every last board member to really start giving a damn about these kids and start showing up, attending meetings, come to events, showing their support. Because it shouldn't only be left on some of the board members. Every last one of y'all should take responsibility for showing our kids the support that they deserve. Until you do that, these kids think that you don't give a damn about them, and that's not fair. You have to start getting involved and let these kids understand that you do care. Just because you sit at this table, you still need to be in those schools talking to these kids, understanding what these kids are dealing with on a day-to-day basis. So I'm holding every last one of y'all accountable as of tonight. You won't see me in August, but I'll be back in September.
Smart Grants, man. I want to thank President Rogers and Vice President Glasser. Pleasure, we will meet soon at the superintendent Gravino about it being wonderful things about you. I do want to say first to my friend, Joe, we've been doing a whole lot of work together. But as Mary Scott talked about, as the Park Table started with a phone call between you and I. We had space and you had food, and we brought them together and we fed hundreds of thousands of meals. And what an amazing impact was made through the Asbury Park Table and that partnership. But not only that, your work in Asbury Park is something that has shifted the tide and changed paradigm and will continue to leave an indelible impression on so many of our lives. And so on behalf of myself, my family, and all of those who are not able to say thank you, I want to say thank you for the work that you've done in our community. To the board, I want to say that I am the same co-founder when my wife and I arrived in Asbury Park in November of 2015, but in 2016 we founded a nonprofit agency called Inspired Life, and it has been doing work to really bolster and enhance and give exposure to the youth of this city and surrounding area. And so, Inspired Life is a camp, not just a camp, but it's a nonprofit that produces programs where creativity and innovation collide into this amazing mosaic of youth and their creativity, and it gives them opportunities in STEAM and fine arts and technology, and its impact has garnered not just state, local and state attention, but also national attention. Right now, we're running a freedom school, CBF Freedom School, with 40 kids at Sisters Academy, and these kids are being introduced to literacy with books that are relevant and with books that are that help them to understand the world at large. I submitted this week. I submitted a building usage for Barack Obama School. We are in a place. We had Sisters Academy for 6 weeks. But our 7th-week camp, we are in need of a space, and so this is my proposal to ask that you all, when that is reviewed, that and just for the week of August 11th to 15th, that it be seen with favor, and that you can continue the work that we're doing here. And I certainly look forward to finding out how we can partner even more as we go on in the future. Thank you all very much for your work.
My name is Dr. Alessio, and I started working with Joe back in Voice of Girls. From there, I built programming for Wildlife Foundation and other school districts. That my work with Joe very instrumental in doing that. Currently, I'm on the board of trustees for Rockdale Community College. Also, I'm the deputy director with the state of New Jersey with the challenge program. So I came here to play my application for the unwavering support for needed of Asbury Park and the community, doing support for also the families, the teachers, the community at large, being so child centered and making such an impact on this one. We thank you for your families and teachers. So thank you for letting me speak.
Thank you. Anyone else like to speak?
Good evening. My name is Sandra Beck, I'm a resident of Asbury Park, and I'm here to talk about the show. I'm at the show a lot of years ago. And when I built that show, it was me and him. Then it was doing a big campaign, and it was like the whole Asbury was supposed to be in. When I got to the that me and Joe were the only 2 people out of the whole family. Everybody said it was coming, we did. And guess what? Me and Joe ran the whole entire Asbury, west side, like he did up north, in the east side, and there. And guess what? Even our friends, he had good hair, good person. Really sad to see him go, but I do love him. That's all.
Good evening, Elizabeth Smith, I'm not a resident of Asbury Park, but I do work in the community. Joe, congratulations, we're going to miss you. I first met Joe and we hosted a candidates forum, school board candidates forum, and I met many of you in that way. So, we are members. But a couple of things I wanted to say. One, I noticed that we have the food service management contract up. I've had several parents talk to me about the food that's being served, and it's often cold and uncooked or prepared, not correctly. So I have heard that a number of times. I don't know if there's any leeway in your contracting for that. The other thing everyone has talked about the community working with the board. I second that. I have been involved. I think it's really critical to do that, given many of the changes that are coming down in the funding. And I see that as an opportunity for the board to work directly with other organizations in the community, even more than at this point. So I encourage you, I'm based here, you have my number, please reach out.
Thank you.
Good evening, Christian Buscarino. I'm a parent of a child at Third and Marshall. I shall Paul Bradley. I am being called against my will to come up here and speak nicely about Joe Grillo. And so as I was thinking of nice things to say, there are many to say about Joe. I was thinking, as an Italian brother, he's a little short. And I'm only 5'9". So I look over at Mark. Mark, you don't have much hair on either, so I'm feeling pretty good in this room. Like, Tom, we got us all. But back in 2023, we had a crazy idea at the Asbury Park Tennis Initiative to bring tennis courts back to Asbury Park. And Joe really believed in that mission because he saw the important work that Aaron was doing with the youth, the Boys and Girls Club. Work I have to know, so many in this room have supported over the years. Every week since 2023, there have been upwards of 30 kids every week learning the sport of tennis. And I thank you, Joe, Julie, for your support of that, of the fundraisers, making calls, educating the community on how this is for the students of Asbury Park. And I also wanted to be here and speak before the board tonight. And thank you for what was discussed at the last board meeting. Both Aaron and I couldn't be here, but we appreciate the board's support. We especially appreciate Tom and everything that you brought to the nail for the years, both on the board and off the board, and I'm back on the board. Thank you. And also, I want to especially thank Acting Superintendent Jovino, who have been with us after getting into this role, because really believes in the importance of sports education for the youth of Asbury Park and sees the vision and the impact that we have on the students of Asbury. So thank you to every single board member for your support. Thank you, Superintendent, for your support. I look forward to all being together and celebrating these kids out in the sports learning tennis. So thank you, Joe.
Speaking.
I wasn't going to, Mr. President. But since somebody else mentioned it, the Early Childhood Advisory Committee is still preparing engagement opportunities, especially as we're getting closer to September, and we're looking to bring in pre-K parents and kindergarten parents, obviously first and second grade, to make sure that the kids are able to get caught up and be ready for reaching third grade. So parent engagement opportunities, events hosting a community fair, any kind of event where you might have a parent presence. Reach out to Ms. Howard, she's still looking for engagement opportunities to connect with parents and You. Anyway, it's been a pleasure notarizing petitions for these past 6 years. Have a great day.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Nancy Jones, and I am homeless. I was here last month. I've been coming to these meetings for the past few years. And over the few years, I've shared with the community how the students of Asbury Park grades have been altered. I've shared how the Asbury Park coach was thrown and flopping all over the football field. I shared how the students couldn't pass basic skills. I shared how there was I like to believe that the superintendent for the broken golfing equipment. I shared how the students of Asbury Park wasn't receiving their high school diploma until the following year. I shared about the corruption. I shared there's 2 superintendents. I shared all the corruption that's been going on for the past couple of years, and all y'all looked me in my face and told me I was lying. The same stuff that I've been sharing for the past 2 years, y'all are now suing each other in court. The same stuff that I was telling America that y'all dismissed as I'm lying, y'all are all in court suing each other. How you became superintendent again, I have no idea, considering half the board don't like you. I have no idea, considering how half the board refused to vote for you. You almost like you're in office by default, because nobody wanted to vote for you, because they're all for you. Only thing that I'm saying is that this is a whole new school year, and when y'all behaved the last month, it was deplorable. It was unprofessional at its finest. Y'all look like a bunch of clowns sitting on the board arguing with each other. And y'all supposed to be the leaders in Asbury Park. How could you get mad at the students that misbehaving when the board can't even behave? I'm sorry, y'all, so all you're gonna do this and really do that is a bunch of baloney, because behind closed doors, nobody likes each other. People don't agree. If y'all like each other, or if y'all actually had morals or ethics, y'all would be suing each other. How many lawsuits you thinking right now? Uno, those for they swat. Like, y'all are really sad. Now people are here laughing at y'all. I know I'm laughing right along with them. But on that note, I'm going to have a great day. I know.
My name is Lee, and I was not planning on coming up with Julie, but I want to say it's an honor to speak out on behalf of Joe. I've been living in Asbury for a few years, and for a while I didn't really know much about it. I didn't know anyone in politics, in school, or whatever. I work for a nonprofit that brings STEM education to kids, so I'm always busy, and there's never enough money. And so we're running programs in Asbury and Trenton and Jersey City, and Joe's like, how come you're not in Asbury? I mean, not in Asbury. Ask why we're not in Asbury. So I want to thank Joe for always standing up for the kids. And one thing he did tell me was that, listen, we have problems with the school board, not everybody's going to like everybody, but he told me this, that everybody cares about the kids, and it's always getting better. Every day it gets better, every voting gets better. So I just want to see if we can leave on that and tell you thank you for the opportunity you gave us to serve your kids in the district. Thank you.
Thank you. Close. We're going to close the public session. Report from committee. Finance.
We asked about the status of the tax incentive rate, and whether any federal funds have been officially cut as a part. And we not received the tax incentive rate from the state Club, and we also have not received any notification that federal funds have been helped. We reviewed the ASSA audit and findings of the remedial measures that are being taken to correct efficiency. And we also again reviewed the process by which student registration occurs and residency is verified. The last thing that we reviewed was the resume of an individual for the federal monies position.
While we're talking finances, I'm going to ask our board secretary to send to the board the outstanding federal funds that we need, so we're all aware of what our shortfalls will be. If everybody knows, our federal government has not released a lot of our educational funding, which we do not know when that will happen, if that will happen. We can talk about the government shutdown, but we will get that as we have to deal with finances this year. We want the community to know, as soon as we know, what our shortfalls are going to be right now, and what we may have to trigger in our own responses to meet some of the needs of our community. So I want it all to be up front and present as to what we need to adjust for and what our expectations are. So this is clear. Next committee is athletics, we do not have a meeting. Budget, building grounds.
Mr. President, some questions for finance. I was wondering if there are several items on the agenda that are changing account numbers. Could we discuss the reason why the account numbers were changed, or was there several of them changed on the agenda? Months ago,
No, we did not discuss that.
I did agree. We had adjustments on.
It wasn't thought that HR chose the line item instead of purchase professional services. So instead of 219, we go to 200. That's why.
there were several, I just asked if, so just asked if,
I suggested that go through those changes as we go numerically through in the agenda.
Okay, next committee is the building ground.
Buildings and grounds also have any philosophy. This facilities waiver, but is withdrawn because we had told the applicant that we could not do events on a Sunday, so they withdrew their request. We discussed the next steps for the sale of both the parent center and the maintenance property, and these steps are underway with the engineer and coordinators in the sale process of the parent center. We also discussed the status of the tennis initiative that Superintendent Trevino had met with the tennis initiative, walked the grounds, and came to an understanding of the completion of the construction of the tennis courts.
I have a question about the building grounds. Has there been any response or other information from the SBA about our ability or any differences on our ability to sell any properties, schools, or
The SDA.
Yeah, right now, we want to see further on what we've done, talking about smoking.
We're talking about the New Jersey SDA, the entity.
They're not in the process of submitting the paperwork to get the approvals for the maintenance property sale, if that's what you're referring to. Yeah.
Last time we take updated terms of your discussion. So we've now identified a procedure where we can submit the request to the SDA and they'll allow us. Did we know the timing on that?
Yeah, no, well, explain right now, we had a problem with the soil association. And we now put into the paperwork to the state, permits to claim property for sale. So that is done right now. The timeline, what is the application?
Here's a suggestion. If everyone gets an updated email on the status of the sale of these properties, or if we need an executive session, so that we are aware of the status, not find out about it directly.
I can do that. They get it and we are in favor with, and they started the process of the DEP to submit everything, you know, as far as current laws. We're looking, hopefully from soup to nuts, beginning of January, to start the process of advertising and get the building up and stuff. Appreciate that. Yeah, I think that my question is very specific about whether or not there are any conferences over our ability to sell it because of the estimates, because of what we do know. So if we resolve that, you know, like it, and that building, as a maintenance building, parents building. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Policy, right now, there's only one item on policy, and that is the vouchers, the regulations on how we use the vouchers.
Just further than that, a comment about that, I was wondering, I don't know, the administrative staff, did somebody ask Strauss Esbury to write a policy to pay them for it? Because from what I saw attached to the agenda, one couches right now, cell phone, limited cell phone in school are not mandated. And so the format, I think we should go over and see if Strauss Esbury can actually update this policy so that it fits in the format that we used to do with definitions and other statutes that should be included. If we can pull it, have somebody contact Strauss Esbury, because I know this Esbury is no longer Esbury, it's Melissa. She's an expert at this, and she communicates with Strauss Esbury, and that's who we pay to give us suggestions on the policies. I have something from the district where they kind of use Strauss Esbury to put pouches in certain areas when the kids come to school. It's not, it's a similar thing, but occasionally outline. If I can
Yeah, we contact Strauss Esbury, they do not have a policy on it. Yeah, we have a cell phone policy. We use Strauss Esbury when they have mandatory policies that need to come out, that they write an update as far as the number of pouches. The district can put in their own policy regarding that. We can look at wording, that's not a problem, but the policies are, they're able as a district to create their own policy as long as it's within the law. They can Strauss Esbury is contact, and they do not have a young pouch policy, so wherever you're looking at as far as, for example, they may have used whatever Strauss Esbury they had as their cell phone policy and added a young pouch policy to that, and that's basically what
Specifically, but just because we discuss this, it does not prohibit you from doing other things.
process then Adam, or I shouldn't say Adam, the attorney's draft a policy for review. I'm not aware of what our procedure is. No, I mean, I'm not aware of the process when we have to do this stress test. So that.
Yeah, I'm not aware of that, but ordinarily it would be either the board would tell attorneys what you wanted and you would present something to you. If, and sometimes it is, it may not be exactly what a spouse policy is, and then into a spouse policy, and other times it might be something from scratch. But that would be a really specific question for that.
We've been going over this for a couple of months. It's the formulation problem of where we asked to get a policy, now we have a policy, we want to stretch it out. Stretch it out. So that we had this policy, we wanted it. What is the issue right now for the
All we did was give her an example of a policy where they put it in lines and stuff. Not that, that's not what we're gonna do. But in the outline for policies, there are usually definitions, there's consequences, there's things that are included so that when any parent or student or staff member reads it, they know exactly what it is they need to do, what they're responsible for, and what the consequences are for not doing so.
Except even though it's one page long, I think it sets out the essential aspects of what is going to happen, how this is going to be done, how you put your phone in the couch, how you get back out of the couch, where you go in your place, what happens when parents need to reach students. It seems to me, even though it's bare bones, it addresses the essential things that have to be addressed. And I don't see why we need a lengthier policy, just with a lot of words, when it's more important to get this process started so that kids aren't distracted by cell phones. I think it's fundamentally adequate, and I don't know why we don't leave it for administrators. Experts.
It is a question that the purpose of Stroud's estimate, if I understand it correctly, is that there's some uniformity across the school districts, for starters, and then also to provide some templates so that there's no issues with policy, right? I mean, we're essentially telling the kids they can hand over their personal property to the school in the morning, and we're not going to get back to them until they do. So that's fine, but I mean that the only question that you are having that I have is just that whether or not it's been vetted by council and or whether or not there was a template from Stroud's estimate that would just give us the comfort level so that we're not going to be policy.
And then the Strauss estimate doesn't have that policy, we use sort of the template they have with the wording. So we did follow their wording. Now, if you worry about the wording, you actually have the word attorney look at it. Just so everybody knows that the Yonder Pouch program has been a complete success in middle school and high school.
I think I agree with you. You know, the study showed that they were successful, and I'm not doubting that, but I just want to be sure that if something happens with a Yonder Pouch and there is a fine for, placing something, or you broke something, but it's sort of within the policy, so that there was no question as to what the end result is, if we balance, and for coming home out.
The students actually carry the Yonder Pouch with them. They don't have it. So they put the Yonder Pouch, they put it in the backpack.
Okay. I think that was the last minute. I'll say that. Quick moment. Sorry.
Yeah, the senior committee met last Wednesday. We had a really long agenda, so I'm not gonna go over everything. There were a couple of things that stood out. The IDEA, grant is on this agenda. That would, amount to approximately $650,000 for the school district and close to $19,000 for the school. We also put in for approval for the CTP, again, grant, which would be $21,000 for our engineering program. Two big items are, I'll just go right to the last page first, which was, I think we sent it to the board sometime late last week, the emergency virtual remote instruction program. We have to update every 6 months, so that was placed on there. We had a couple of updates like names of people and other things, just to make sure that we comply with the state mandates around if we go into another kind of pandemic situation virtual. And then the last one, and again, please, if you have any questions about any items, please ask, was our movement from New Jersey Virtual School to Edgewood. And today we sent you guys an update of some of the questions that came up at the committee so that you guys can review all the information regarding why we want to make moves in this program. Yes.
We didn't have a curriculum committee, and it was added was the event that the school wants to hold, back to school event. And I had spoken to Mrs. Brown a little bit, so I didn't understand what it was, and that she has 2 items on her agenda, has to do with backpacks. Is that correct? So, to that event, and food is being donated, a logo. Because I was kind of confused because it really doesn't, it says everything across the district, but I didn't know what the items were, what was going on, so.
Yeah, Mr. Montfort is
Just for clarification so that board members are aware as we come to the agenda. I think it's some, but any additional would be appreciated.
Good evening, board, superintendent. With regards to our summer slide program, it begins next Monday, and that's academic. It will go from Monday to Thursday, the 27th, all the way 27th of July to August 7th. The last day of the summer slide program, we're doing the opening community event backpack giveaway. So as a way to encourage the new incoming riders, that will be coming into the program, we invite the community, staff members, and partners within the community to come partake in that. So what happened was, as we put it out there, organizations such as the backpack organization, they gave us 100 backpacks to give away to school supplies, and then Future Taco place us over. We said, hey, we'll donate food. So that's why some of the pieces were made forthcoming, because there were last minute commitments that had to write a big letter or a solicit donation. But it's a way to celebrate the summer slide. We have 3 reading books. There were hundreds of books at the middle school that were brand new that we found. So we're going to use that as well as the outfitting libraries in each classroom. These are books that almost in the district that were just in boxes, brand new, and stacked up bookshelf. And we are going to give away books as well as a part of the summer slide to encourage some reading. These are paperback novels and really encourage music, fun, entertainment, a warm, inviting event for our staff. We are looking to have between 75 if not 100 community families, children across the K-12, because it goes back to good for anybody, whether they're babies or high school students. So it's a combination, and I think I found I learned about it at Marvel Schools that I went to back in DC, which is a conference in terms of just trying to bring community to the school, trying to bring acknowledgement to the school, and to let some of the new parents and children visit, come through, meet the staff, meet the principal, so we can prepare for what's going to happen in September when we receive 2/3 of our order will be brand new students that will be coming from grad. So that's what this was academic for the 8 days, and then it's a celebration around academics that we're trying to put also the district. So this is like donation, donation, etc. So anytime somebody donated or said, I presented it to the curriculum, this will be, this area that let me with the board know that this organization wants to donate to that cause.
I appreciate that so much.
Thank you.
I think it's a great idea, just technically, just, for the board to approve that, you'll get every donor who contributed something, to make sure we're contacting that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
As well as employees who donate their time.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we're going to invite all of our staff, a personal invite for our staff meeting, because we want our staff to show their face, to be visible for the students in the community and the parents. So they're going to be on tables, we're going to invite pre-K, we're going to invite the other entities, the Boys and Girls Club, some of our providers to come to the table. Once again, to pass out literature, information, to get them to know what's going on in the middle school, meet the staff, meet the faces, meet the players in the middle school, just to make it a nice transition, etc. Thank you.
One other question, Mr. Dominic asked about Gear Up, and I know you respond to Gear Up. Can y'all give us what initiative is going to be coming with the new curriculum? How much more you guys can bring to Gear Up and what the cost is going to be? Well, I know it's not right now, but if you guys can email, there's no question. As a topic initiative, that's funded. Yeah, we give you an update on that. Actually, I think the smart code gave me an update maybe a few months ago, so I'll forward what I have, and I'll work with him to give you a more clear update. We also work at the high school as well. Okay. On to state monitors report.
Mr. President, the personnel committee met as well. Yes. Personnel committee met on Thursday, July 17th, 2025, and we met to discuss the personnel items that are on the agenda tonight.
Okay, we're going to do that next time. Okay.
Mr. Rogers, before we leave the committees, is there a plan, I think Ms. Glassman has to be responsible for appointing replacements, and Mr. Rolo on the several committees that you see on. Will we hear about that? I'm aware of that. So before next month's scheduled meetings, we should expect to hear about reappointments at least. Most schools might not have full committees for next month. I mean, if that's the case, can we just get a schedule of all committee meetings for next month, and then that way you know something going to start. Sorry, is that yes? Thank you very much.
State monitor report.
Another report for tonight. Community, many strong voice on the new state monitor. Actually, so, for that, I still getting myself up to speed, but I look forward to working with you coming here. I think it's going to be superintendent. So I'll turn it over to you. Thank you.
Bottom of the list.
Bear with me, it's pretty lengthy, a lot of information. So, start with this week, it's in this regular, ESI is some students were have been very well attended, students showed up excited as well as the staff, and all great learning. Our early childhood department received a bridge grant from the state for $80,000. We were one of only 2 multi-campus schools to receive this early childhood grant, and it was the second highest amount among all schools receiving the grant throughout the state. Building relocations have been completed with our summer program classes completed the day after the last day of school. Maintenance and service staff are doing this during their regular hours and are reducing overtime pay. I think they only pay one staff member overtime, is 2 hours, which is the first. Buildings are now scheduled for cleaning and prepared for the first day of school. MLK is being prepared to accept our 6th grade students on the 3rd floor of the MLK building, with desks and chairs being relocated from Brock building. While that is happening, we are consolidating central office rooms to the east side of the 3rd floor to accommodate the increase in the population. Our administrative supervisor continued planning for the 25-26 school year, and we will have a retreat the last week of August, which will be held in the district to avoid paying the cost of renting this space and food. It'll be 2 days. This year, we have created a future leadership academy for aspiring administrative supervisors. This academy will consist of hands-on learning, book readings, and service projects that will be approved by both the principals and central office. This project will be presented at the conclusion of the summer program and is open to all district staff. We met with the remediation, which I talked about. We met with the remediation company this week that will start work on cleaning up the soil and preparing the maintenance shop for the sale. This work will begin sometime in August and possibly be completed by the end of the calendar year. Therefore, in January, we can start looking up for sale. We are meeting with an architect to discuss building a pole barn to house our maintenance department, trucks, and supplies, is remaining in place. We are still exploring the option of an agreement with the city regarding the sharing of the pole barn, use, and also cost sharing. Third Marshall. 25-26 planning is complete for the year with Third Marshall school theme of On the Road Back to Success. A journey of student growth. Building schedules, staff, room assignments, and instructional allotment of 100% complete, with the ASP goals focused on increased growth in ELA and decrease in student behavior through a focus on PESIS. The Summer Curriculum Committee has spent the month of July in inventory material and preparing the curriculum for staff. Bradley Elementary School, their theme is current of creativity, welcome, learning, creating school preschool students will allow preschool students will allow families to dive into a hands-on ocean adventure. Our guests will experience cultural sea experience and see what the local bishops explore over the summer. This interactive summer program encourages imagination, gross motor skills, and problem solving, making learning about sea life an exciting and memorable experience. The final piece of the program will occur on August 12th from 10 to 11. Everyone is invited. Preschool classes over the summer are piloting heavily phonological awareness and also using whistles to increase letter sound knowledge so that the little bishops are more prepared for the upcoming school year. The program is providing consistency, structure, and academic and challenging learning environment incorporated in the summer theme. Every Thursday, parents are invited to participate in the KYDS program called Together We Breathe, the 30-minute session for 4 weeks focused on strengthening bonds, building emotional resilience, and creating lasting bond together. The preschool enrichment program has 67 students enrolled this summer. As of July 2025, preschool enrollment for 2025-26 school year has reached 189 students, a significant increase from 141 in July of 2024. And that was for the year 24-25. The growth of 48 students reflects a strong community demand and represents the equivalent of filling more than 2.5 additional classrooms, hence the move to Bradley. The upward trend highlights the success of the early childhood programs and the growing confidence families have in our schools. Bradley Elementary proudly hosts the University of Florida's Youth Life Phonics Professional Development, bringing together over 25 educators from pre-K through 7th grade, including paraprofessionals, for intensive 6-hour training. This research based explicit and systematic tier one instruction equips teachers with proven strategies to build stronger leaders. As a result of implementing this program this past year, kindergarten students have shown significant improvement in coding and encoding skills, with 80% of those students now reading on or above grade level. That's the first. This professional development exemplifies our commitment to elevating literacy outcomes through high-quality teacher training. On August 16th, at Berlin Elementary School, we will host their summer school registration event on the turf. There will be food, games, prizes, along with fun stations that showcase our amazing preschool programs, an excellent opportunity for families to learn about our engaging curriculum, meet our teachers, and get registered for a fantastic school year. Again, the Early Child Department has been hosting summer pop-up play dates every Saturday since last fall. And they'll be at Berlin Elementary School Playground this Saturday from 11 to 12 p.m. and pop-up school days will also be held at the AP Library. That's been going on since the weather got cold. AP Early Childhood Department hosted at the AP Library on July 12th a family literacy workshop on the importance of nursery rhymes and reading. This was an important workshop to help families with the tools and confidence to do this at home. And we'll pay summer learning opportunities. Having ESY summer program for ERY students. ERY program we just started this year, and it's been a success, and it's helping our students tremendously. And it's helping strengthen reading, writing, and problem-solving skills. So there is no summer slide. Summer Slide Prevention Program is running from July 24th to August 7th, focused on reading and literacy, math and reading, social and emotional learning. Middle school educators beyond the classroom ELA, Fraser Mathematics are hard at work this summer to ensure a strong academic foundation for the upcoming school year. Revising curriculum guides for grades 3 through 8 in math and ELA. Our curriculum guides drive our instruction. High school, the Drip Academy Boot Camp is running this summer. Our APHS Future Drip Academy students, rising ninth graders, participate in the 2-week ELA math boot camp to sharpen the skills as well as work on their peer relationship and bond before the start of the school year. A representative from the New York Department of Education witnessed and complimented the students and the teachers during this mini writing intensive project that was focused on identifying and exploring emotions. The APHS Summer School is at the halfway mark of summer school. There are 70 students at one point or another who have completed over 60 credits to gain credit to help them become graduation ready and eligible to participate in sports in the fall. We currently have 4 more students eligible to play and more are to come prior to the end of the summer. We have 3 students who have successfully completed the graduation requirements and will now be considered August graduates. 2 more students are just a few more assignments away from completing their coursework and will be regarded as graduates in August as well. And lastly, I have a quote I want to read. I don't know who the quote is by. I took some poetic justice and changed the word "you" to "we," because this applies to all of us. We are unfinished work in progress. One of the challenges is that we get to find out that we are capable of being far more than we ever thought possible. Thank you.
Mr. Rubino, I'm sorry, I didn't hear the 2 students, I heard you say 2 students are going to be finishing up.
We have 5 students that have already finished up. We have 2 more students that are still in the program that will finish up and be high school graduates as well.
Great, thank you.
Mr. Rita, I want to thank you. One of the key things in your agenda is accentuating the training to the staff. And I've talked to a lot of the staff over the years, and they have always talked about the lack of training and resources for them to learn, to build, so they can be better people. So I'm seeing you putting that on the forefront of one of the greatest things that we need, because in order for this district to grow, we have to advance our training, our staff. And right now, we come up to money as the biggest issue, but sometimes I think you have to spend a little bit, which you're not, but we're getting those actions done, so I appreciate that. Also, next year, so we'll be early, can you actually reach out to the high school principal to get us a student representative?
that's on the agenda, first, principles, also.
Okay, next we're going to acceptance of minutes. Motion to accept minutes.
Also, I believe we're talking about A to 12, A through F, and incorrect.
Yeah, incorrect.
There's some general correction, again correction. Both there, second, so.
You can just say, make a comment with corrections and changes without saying what it is.
Oh, not those.
Okay. I thought we'd do that in the executive session, that's, yeah.
You know, these are the public minutes.
Okay.
So I think we're talking about May 7th minutes now. No, I think that it was, I think the agenda, the motion was for all minutes. All minutes,
All right, so I'll be playing, I don't have any comments on these, sorry, I have comments for corrections for May 23 and 26. Can I vote? The regular ones, yes. So on May 22nd, the executive session items are missing. We just identifying and discussing the executive session for 7. Item B11 sub J should list me as abstaining. Right, for May 22nd. May 22nd, correct. Item B11 sub J. I was abstaining. Items C2 and C3, also for May 22nd, should list me as a nay. Items C4 should list me as abstaining for May 22nd. And item C12 should list me as a yes. I have any other comments for May 22nd? Yeah, please.
Ever we ever do, the one we talked about, out of state travel, on May 22nd, see. I'm sorry, I think it's the 18th, voted no, state travel.
On June 26th, for the item regarding the vote as to allow Ms. Clark and Dr. Pena to join by a vote. And just like to clarify, it does say that I voted yes, but I would like a note added to the agenda just to clarify some comments that were made earlier. To state that my concerns regarding the vote or that we hadn't followed the full policy because no notice had been provided to the board. They had requested that courtesy, but I did vote yes. So thank you for capturing that.
We did comply with the policy.
You actually did not, because they did not, and we had no notice of it. I'm not making this with you.
We did, and Mr. Weiss confirmed that at the meeting. So
I apologize for the interruption. For June 26th, I did make a comment on the record regarding my extension. Can I just email you the exact terms? I pulled it from the transcript earlier today, just so you want to transcribe that. Do I need to repeat them now for the record, or can I just provide them email? As you did earlier, location number. It doesn't have an item, it was the vote as to the doctrine of necessity. It was after item 4. And then further as to the June 26th agenda, items B1 through B10 should list me as abstaining. And on this list, yes, those should on this list we need to amend the motion to accept the changes, or do we need to move the table?
You just had the question was does anyone else have any comments? Because all of them were put on, all of the minutes were put on for consensus. And the next question, and we're finished, is does anyone else have any corrections? Mr. Had a comment to say anyone else, and then we just will motion to amend or to accept the minutes as amended.
When you amend your motion, or second the correction? So I didn't hear.
Amendment to accept the correction and progress.
Also.
So the motion is to accept the minutes as amended. Amended. Is that you? Yes. Ms. Flanagan?
Yes.
Mr. Lara?
Yes.
Mrs. Sensi? Ms. Ricks?
Yes, for all public sector minutes and abstaining from all closed sector minutes.
Yes or no, except for me. Okay, motion to go to executive.
I'll make a motion to
Second.
Roll call.
Yes.
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 I know, right? What were you thinking?
I know.
How are you?
You able to get it pretty well?
Yeah.
Were you able to get, I'm going back to when his thing broke, his camera broke, and we were actually closing the budget. It must have been May 22nd.
I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I don't remember. Okay.
Because I know some, it was close to some school.
Yeah, so maybe you didn't make it. Yeah. All right. Good.
Carrie making it tonight? I guess not. All right, how's she doing?
She's good.
Oh,
How long do you expect this to last for? You
What?
expect it to be long?
this thing?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not on the inside, so I don't know. You should tell Terry. You should tell Kerry to call me because they're going to start using the PTZ system, and I'm gone. So they don't know what they're doing. You guys could end up being the best recording of what's going on. But look, Kerry keeps talking about the audio, but she never reaches out to fix anything. I know she's a nice lady, and I love her. I know she's busy, but at some point, if you want the audio, somebody better find out what adapters and get with it. So I just thought I'd come over and bitch for a minute.
Nah, you good.
President. I'll move it.
Second.
Second.
Yes.
Ms. Buck?
Yes.
Ms. Laura? Ms. Kaminsky?
Yes.
Ms. West? Ms. Love?
Oh, that's, I'd like to ask,
That's what he's gonna do. Consent agenda E1, E8, and tables E6, 10, and 11.
yeah.
So those corrections, consent agenda, for B1 through B8, is to note that B8 is actually says B2, so we have to change that.
Sorry, Mr. Chairman, I didn't hear.
Yeah, that's okay. No, I consent agenda with all the corrections.
Yeah.
B1 through B8, but page B8 says B2, so we have to.
Oh, so you're just presenting that for our approval. Got it. But then we're also removing 10 and 11. I understand.
I'll make a motion. I do have a couple of questions. I noticed on the agenda, on the first two pages, we have a new position for the ERI and another position in the middle school special ed teacher and another preschool teacher. Rather than all be going in at top steps. I was wondering, for the first one, the preschool, Shannon Stillman, she's not in the corrections, am I correct?
That's correct.
And she's coming in at step 17 MA at 90, almost $97,000. What's her experience?
I have to look at that again, because it does have many years experience. She did pretty piece of her.
Do we know how much experience, if you're in the school district, before you hit that number?
I would have to look at the guide.
I mean, it's just been mine, it's just been,
And understand that is prepaid money?
right, no, not the money as much as I've run into issues where people coming in from the outside, if you don't run the salary guide, resentment arises from people who have been in the district and are then making less. So that's why I asked the question. I mean,
Understood.
and so that was a concern.
And my question goes to number C also, because they're coming in at
And then,
Hold on, go back to C. That's teacher.
oh, I'm sorry.
Already here.
Yeah, that's the teacher over here. Oh, I know really fast. So is Ms. Young was reassigned, was she on the previous agenda or this, she's not on this agenda, was she reassigned already on another agenda? You know?
Yeah, she was assigned, and then that the job description that was out, that we had, didn't match what the state required. So we fixed it, and so now she's in that position as the clerk.
So, and the preschool instruction coach is the only one we have.
No, we have two.
But according to the state regulations, that you can't have more than one. Do you have more than 20 classrooms?
Yes, the state regulation says it's not mandated that you only have that one. It's a suggestion. That's what people think you by custom, not early childhood.
Let me check this. I was just reading something today, not that I know, but it says the ratio can be no more than 1 to 20 classrooms. I appreciate that. And then, the other two teachers also on F and G, they're at step 13 and 14, that's 92,094.5. They're also being brought in, and some concern with some of this, just going on.
Yeah, the F for special ed, ERI is a specialized certification. So they're not very easy to obtain as per our ERI program that we created. And now that the high school will have, yes, certain students move from middle school up to high school. That's what I'm not teaching, but yeah, those teachers, when the teachers came in, and my job to go to the ERI, and go in, because that's not an easy class to teach.
Is there a special job description for a special ed teacher in the URI, or is that the same? You just give them more money, but they don't require anything?
It's the same. You need special training for that. I mean, you have to be trained in that.
So we don't have a job description?
Another teacher,
For teacher,
for another teacher, they're in the teacher back. They're not a specialist, so they're in the teacher back.
The other question I had, I know that ERI is meant to be a benefit for all students in the school district and supposed to be collecting, savings. But with the addition of some of these staff members, we're probably up to $300,000 or more. And I was wondering if we've evaluated the program and see if we've saved enough to actually make it worthwhile presently financially. That's what my concern is, because I know we lost a student apparently to our ERI program from an outside placement. We only have 3 students.
I'm not aware of that, but we had 2 new ones sign up yesterday.
So, yeah.
And possible third one from Ocean.
So I just wanted to, if we could just reevaluate and just make sure that what we're doing is actually going to save us money and probably, make sure there's going to be a dent in our budget, because we do have, so special ed.
Agreed. So it cost us approximately $110,000 to $135,000 to send these students out to another district. So just in that alone, the students that are staying in, we're saving an exorbitant amount of money. And then we're also bringing students in that are paying tuition. Obviously, we can't charge $110,000 to $135,000, but the students that we have in house that we normally send out, we're probably saving close to $300,000. No, I'm going to evaluate. You're right, so that's the evaluation of money that we're saving students that we normally send out.
Other question I had, for the preschool, it's still B2, since my stuff I is now, the preschool, the budget, the account numbers are out of the general budget. Is preschool summer nurse, does that get paid out of,
I pre-K funds. Okay,
Okay, not summer, Okay, great, thank you. The other question I had, I was gonna bring up the sort of subject of cyber agreements, and I think we should look at this also, is the before and after school supervision, position is not a cyber co-curricular, it's not a co-curricular position on the 445 CBA, so you don't have cyber, just want to bring that up, although we do have, attention advisor, newsletter advisor, we do have the great class things, etc. But this after-school supervision is not on the co-curricular list for the supervision. I didn't see it.
Those positions have been,
I know we used it, but I just want to bring it to your attention because there's no, it's not on the,
okay, yeah, no problem. We'll look at that. Again, these positions have been in place for, yeah, for as long as I.
No, I don't just.
I know, I'm just,
On B5, really, I was concerned about the one-to-one teacher maybe being reassigned. I guess that means they're going to a different student. When we assign a one-to-one, do the students and the parents know they're going to be changing them? Are they advised before you make those changes? Because I know they're very important for the student and for the family as one-to-one.
yeah, all special ed changes have been made in families and also in building administrators.
Okay, so the parent and the student do know about this.
So while you're doing that, I'm sorry, we're going to come back and look at sidebar agreement to include all those job descriptions. But I think you were saying they've been in place.
It's in there, it's actually on the guide in the body of the contract. So,
Oh, it's in the body.
if I can finish, please. It's already in the body, this is not back there. Yeah, it's not back there. So this has been in place for.
It's in the body, exactly. It's kind of like the one with the counselors and stuff that's in that area?
Yes.
Oh, I appreciate that. I can find it on my.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Any more questions?
Yes. I had a question about age, which is substitute school nurse versus, and then I got the number is DNA agreement. The reason why we need both the substitute on call and then we're also engaging with the DNA to provide substitute nursing or the
The other
how so?
what's that?
I get with the substitute nurses, what does it mean? What's it
They
mean?
almost offer if they have them, and that's the issue.
So,
They don't always have someone on.
okay, so you're making a substitute
Yes.
nurse and also engaging with the DNA.
Yes.
In the event she's not available.
Yeah, or we need another one.
Or
Because we have 4 buildings. So it could be possibly 2 nurses not being available.
Understood. And so the DNA will be compensating the substitute.
Exactly.
I just want to clarify with the very first point you were saying, new, but it's actually, the money's coming from the money's in the budget. You don't have to look for new money. It's coming from a contractor that is now going to be employed. And just want to correct that, so we've got that in the record. We're not looking for new money, correct?
Sorry.
We got one that's B2J. How do we get to $71 an hour. That's getting beyond that.
Jameson,
HB2. Right.
B2J.
Good, good. Yeah.
That's in the negotiated agreement. Yeah, it's in the negotiated agreement. Some things are $41 and some things have to be per diem. And this is one of those things that have to be.
In the contract, so 1/7 of the salary, 1/7, so I don't know.
Just the difference between the set $40-some and that, that's the difference to a certain amount.
And because it's a per diem, they're working for that day, it's $71 an hour.
And I'm not an expert, this is based on the salary, so you have someone making $40,000, that would be a lot less, as opposed to someone making $96, which would be a lot more, because it's divided by the salary.
How many hours do you do per, so let's say I'm making 100,000. Divide that by, what is the hourly total hours for the year?
Well, it's not, it's not just, just for really on something. It's just 14 days, not to exceed 5 hours a day.
Right, I'm trying to get to
And this is something that
how they divide it. If 1/7 of a salary, you get
So
to
what's the
$71
total not
a
to
year.
exceed? Do we have a not to exceed on that item? Doesn't say not to exceed. 14 days, but what's the amount of money? 5 hours, 14 days.
Give me an amount of the total, but I don't know, maybe I'm the only one in 71.
So this one for the summer is looking to see $4,991.70.
But like, when I was doing this thing in a non-school environment, I divide the yearly salary by 2,000 hours. And we had some kind of approach when we compute this, that we divide, and let's just assume counselors making 100,000, divided by how many hours would give us an hourly rate.
There's so many work days, and then there's so many hours in the day, and then
So somehow that the days actually get shrunk.
It's 1/7. It's 1/7.
I will say $71 an hour for a highly skilled guidance counselor to come in over the summer is, I think, being on the low end. There are districts that pay more than that per hour to have those highly skilled professionals come in over the summer to do this work. They are salaried as 10-month employees, so when they come in over the summer, the negotiated agreement dictates whether it's a percent or fraction of their salary, or whether it's just a set dollar amount for everyone per hour. It's in the agreement because they're coming in for time they're not contracted for, because they're only 10-month employees.
Its guidance counselor shall be compensated at the rate of 1/7 of the individual's daily rate paid for hours worked in summer.
Figure out, whatever the salary is, and then you figure out the daily rate, which is also probably defined in the contract. I don't know if it's 1/180th or 1/200. And then you would figure out whatever 1/7 of the daily rate, which would then be the 71 or whatever.
salary is
We use 200. But no, no. What's the salary, Stephanie?
94,535.
Divided by 200 gives us $472. Divided by 7 is a little off there. Hold on, say the salary again.
94,535. This is because of the
No, it's just hard, that's not much. Right, because it's 263, what is it? 263? It's what exactly?
They probably want to.
Okay, so what's going on?
The salary, I have a salary, it's 99,835. 35.
Divided by 200 is $4.99 a day. Divided by the 7 is $71.31 per hour.
Thank you very much. Now we get that. Well, now we all know.
Thank you.
That's why I'm an math teacher.
Can I just make a note that on that account number, checking on 16 is not there?
I wanted to just clarify on that one too. That considers the prevailing rate as for the 25 to 26 APA negotiated agreement. Should that be 24 to 25?
Well, actually, 20, 25. 20, 20, 25.
We wanted it in 25, not the 26. And then on the sub-I, the 2025 school nurse program nurse, we did go into the point Martin Moreno for that position. Is this a change in employee or an additional nurse for some program? Additional? Is that included in the budget?
Yes.
And then on page B311L, is this hiring an additional assistant lesson coach? We have maybe it's not exactly announced, but we have appointed Eric Schneider on the May 22 agenda.
We all, so the way this works, high school, you have a coach, an assistant coach, and in the middle school, that coach school, an assistant coach. So we have a middle school head coach that's under assistant,
Yeah, so Mr. Schneider was appointed as an assistant coach in high school.
but then this would be for middle school. But we're going to change it. The coach is going to change it.
Okay, I don't think you're going to say that.
Is it straight in the same for high schools and school?
I believe it is, yes.
Can you just check to make sure it hasn't been changed from
So we would vote to approve that one with the change that it represents middle school.
Yes. That gentleman is also, he's a teacher in middle school.
And then sitting on that, sorry, the clock operator and site manager usually have multiples. Okay.
Yes. Just to clarify, so you know, the clock operator says something.
Yeah, I just didn't know.
Yeah, no, please, explain this for me. The extent that the building was around, takes care of the official, takes care of the team and all that stuff.
Yes, that's it. Usually this is basic, right?
you can't, not only when the game has to be up there, at the same time, just ensure the producer, the next spot, each team can take care of all that stuff.
Yeah, but I'm saying, you should block out there, so you segment your, because.
Yeah, yeah, and they don't go at the same time, so you're.
I have a question. Mr. Rogers? This is Mrs. Brooks. I have one question. May I proceed?
Yes.
Okay. On B6, item 15, why are we replacing New Jersey Virtual School with Annuity platform?
Yes, we are replacing it because, it's a more vibrant and, feature-rich platform that allows us to do more, also allows us to offer courses that we can't do in the virtual school, so it expands our ability to offer different courses for our students. For instance, if we wanted to offer an AP course, we can do that through that program. And it's one course, one, price, and it covers all our students, whereas in Jersey Virtual School, depending on the course, it would cost between $635 per course per student. So we're paying separate costs. The email that we sent out earlier today, Ms. Ricks, that breaks everything down for you, really detailed email that really tells you the difference in cost between Jersey Virtual School, what we pay, what we've been paying, versus engineering. And the flexibility of what the platform will offer for our high school students.
Thank you.
Can I ask Mr. Reese, do we have AP courses presently?
We do not, and that's one of the things we want to be able to offer as well.
But the board has been